Okay, so the Eagles are set to face the Commanders in what is sure to be an epic showdown in the NFC Championship, and ahead of the matchup, it seems that the Birds could have a huge advantage, as some unfortunate injury news coming out of Washington puts Jalen Carter and Philly's monstrous defensive line in position to take over this game. Meanwhile, A.J. Brown just gave a massive update on his injury status, and that news could give Philly's offense a major boost. Plus, Saquon Barkley kind of called out the Rams for potentially playing a little dirty, so we're going to talk about that and all the other latest Eagles news starting right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Philly Fan 21 channel. If you're new, I'm Evan and I cover all things Philadelphia Eagles. And let's start off with the latest on a couple of injuries for the Birds. As yesterday, head coach Nick Sirianni was at the podium for his weekly Monday presser, where naturally he was asked for an update on both Jalen Hurts' knee and Quinyon Mitchell's shoulder injuries, and his answer was pretty much what you would expect from Coach Sirianni at this point.
Yeah, again, we'll have more information for you. Obviously, still going through the process of the day here. I know those guys will do everything they can do to be at their top part of their game on Sunday. And so I'm confident in our training staff. I'm confident in those guys. We'll see how that goes as the week goes on.
Yeah, so again, as expected, Nick Sirianni remained pretty vague and didn't really give us any new information there. But if you did pay close attention to his wording there, he said that he expects both guys to do whatever possible to, quote, be at the top of their games by Sunday, which I don't know about you guys, but to me, that kind of makes it sound like they will both play as expected. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. But then today on WIP Radio, Sirianni said that while they are preparing for everything, they are preparing this week as if they will have Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So it does seem to me like both Jalen Hurts and Quinyon Mitchell are trending towards playing on Sunday, which is obviously great news. But now, real quick, I do just want to remind you guys that this t-shirt, the 55 Legend tee, is out now for a limited time on my official merch shop. So if you're interested in getting one, you can click on the card I put on the screen here. You can look down in the description of this video, or you can go to the store tab on my YouTube channel page. And I just want to give a huge thank you to everybody who has already purchased one, because I really do appreciate it so much. But now, I do actually want to revisit what happened on the Jalen Hurts injury for a second, as some people have pointed out that this was actually an illegal hip drop tackle from the Rams defender which caused the injury. And I can't say I disagree, because it definitely looks like it fits the criteria for that. But Saquon Barkley took it a step further, as he called out the Rams for apparently taking some cheap shots during the game, especially on that drive that Jalen got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna really get too much into that. I personally think, especially on that drive alone, there's a little cheap shots going on. They were tackling a certain way, but when you have two talented players and we put up 250 plus, you expect that. But I think Jalen came out and, was the warrior that he is, and came out there and grinded out for us, and we got the win.
First off, credit to Jalen for just being a warrior and playing through injury, but those comments from Barkley are certainly attention-grabbing, because he pretty much called out the Rams for playing dirty there. So whether that's the case or not, I don't exactly know, obviously, but if it is true, hopefully the guys that were taking cheap shots are punished and fined accordingly by the league. And I think that play where Jalen got hurt definitely deserves another look, because it seemed like a clear hip drop to me. And unfortunately, the Eagles are not out of the clear just yet when it comes to dirty play, as of course they got the Commanders featuring Mr. Cheap Shot himself, Frankie Louvu, coming to town on Sunday, so the guys, and particularly Jalen Hurts, got to be careful when he's in the area, and hopefully the refs do pay extra close attention to Louvu in this game. But now, moving on, even with Hurts' knee injury, a lot of the attention and criticism from the media has unfortunately, but quite expectedly, been directed at Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' passing game. And look, I'm not going to debate that Hurts and the Birds' passing attack didn't have their best performance. The problem, though, is that nobody wants to add context to the situation. I mean, everybody wants to rip on Jalen Hurts for not putting up great numbers, but what they won't show you is all the Eagles' drops and offensive miscues that, if they had gone the Birds' way, would have put Jalen Hurts over 250 yards passing and likely given him 3 or 4 total touchdowns. Meanwhile, they won't show the same energy to guys like Jared Goff and Justin Herbert, who turn the ball over like crazy in their playoff losses, all while Jalen Hurts wins and doesn't turn the ball over at all. Oh, and that's not to mention that both Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen literally just put up basically the same numbers that Hurts did in their winning efforts, yet nobody is criticizing them for it. Like, it's just crazy to me that week in and week out, Jalen Hurts continues to get torn apart by the national media, despite the fact that all he does is win football games and take care of the football. Speaking of which, Hurts is now 12-0 in his last 12 games that he started and finished, and he's thrown 29 touchdowns to just 3 turnovers in that stretch. Plus, Jalen also just became the second player in NFL history to have 6 straight playoff games without an interception, tying Patrick Mahomes' record while also putting up similar numbers. So, I don't know, say what you want to say about the guy, but he does what the Birds ask him to do, which right now they're a running football team, And again, all he does is win games, which is really all that matters at the end of the day, especially in the playoffs. That said, I'm definitely not denying that Hurts could have played better, as a good amount of the Rams' 7 sacks in that game were on him, and it'd definitely be nice to see the passing game get going a bit more with some quick rhythm throws. That said, as we've seen earlier in the season, it's not like Hurts and the offense are incapable of doing that, and I think it's clear that the heavy snow did affect things in this game against the Rams, so better conditions moving forward should definitely help Hurts in the passing game. And a similar thing can be said about a recent update that the Birds just got regarding star receiver A.J. Brown. So we're going to get into that in just a minute, but real quick, if you haven't already, make sure you guys just subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any Eagles coverage coming on this channel during these playoffs. And also, make sure you drop a like because it really does help me out a ton. Let's see if we can get to 600 likes on this video. So obviously, A.J. Brown has been dealing with a knee injury of his own for a while now that has caused him to routinely miss practice times during the week, and it's something that has clearly hampered him and it has been bothering him for a little while now. But the good news is that, based on some recent comments from AJ, it seems like he's finally starting to get back close to 100% healthy. He said this after the win over the Rams.
Felt good, you know. I'm getting better and better, man. I'm getting better and better. Slowly, I won't even say slowly. I'm getting back to myself. You know, I know the stats didn't tell, but you know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there at the right time too. So I'm excited.
So that is certainly a really positive update from AJ there, as obviously the healthier AJ is down the stretch run here for the NFC Championship and hopefully, fingers crossed, the Super Bowl, the better. Now obviously, Brown didn't have a great showing in this divisional round game versus the Rams, and he did have some uncharacteristic drops, but I definitely think that the heavy snow affected that, and moving forward in better conditions, I expect him to be much better. And again, assuming he is now getting close to being fully healthy, that will only give a boost to the Eagles offense. And quite frankly, the Eagles may need it in this NFC Championship matchup, as the Commanders are playing at an extremely high level right now. Defensively, they just took the ball away 5 times in their matchup with the Lions, and then offensively, they've been extremely impressive, and the rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels has just been unbelievable, as he has thrown for just a little under 300 yards and 2 touchdowns in each of Washington's playoff games so far. So the Eagles know that they're in for a very tough test in this one.
It's going to be a tough game. You know, they're playing, I think they're playing their best football at the right time. You know, so it's gonna be a battle. It's what you want.
I mean, another good team for sure. We already saw them. We saw what happened last time, and it's gonna be a good. They good on both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody is, and it's gonna be a fun game.
This is your first time facing the Commanders. What have you learned about Jayden Daniels thus far?
You know, the film showed athlete, very good quarterback. He got them where they at now, and a good pick for them guys. And you know, we just go watch film, see what we did last game and the game before, and try to go get that dub in that championship.
He's a great quarterback, man. A lot of great things about him. He can move. He can throw on the run. He's great accuracy down the field. He makes smart decisions. He's a poised kid, man, and he's a very humble kid, man. He's a wonder kid. Myself, just happy-go-lucky, just blessed and fortunate to be playing this game he loved to do at a very, very high level, man. They got a bright future with that kid, man. They're going to be a great challenge to be seeing him and Hurts.
Yeah, so again, safe to say, the Eagles know they're in for a challenge. Because like a lot of guys said there, they're playing their best ball on both sides, and Jayden Daniels has just been on another level, so surely slowing him down is going to be the defense's top priority this week. And of course, that's made even more challenging with all the dangerous weapons that Daniels has to throw the ball to, including the former Eagle and Philly legend in tight end Zach Ertz. So not only are the Eagles going to have to watch out for him in this one, but also, especially with this game being in Philly, having to go against him with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line is probably easily the most heartbreaking part about this whole thing.
Wants to fight. Oh!
Now that said, obviously having this game in Philly is going to be a huge advantage for the Birds, as everyone, including the players themselves, know that Eagles fans are going to bring it for this one.
Yeah, you know, you don't look at it like that. You got one more game, and the beautiful thing is you got to go through Philly.
It sounds good. You know, I want all the fans pop out, show love, and get loud, even louder next game.
Having home field advantage is everything. You know, our fans show up and show out. You know, they stayed the entire time, and they was into it the entire time, and it was cold. And
it was big time. We ain't got to go nowhere. We already comfortable here. Our fans are everything, man. So shout out to them, but we get to be around them another week.
Oh, it's ginormous. I mean, the fans. I was wearing the green dot today, and I could barely hear the call. And I like when that happens. It's really exciting, and they're rowdy, and I'm glad they're coming. The Washington Commanders are coming back to the Link.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm certainly looking forward to another electric atmosphere at the Link for this division rivalry NFC Championship showdown, and hopefully we get to have a little celebration afterwards too. But in addition to the advantage of playing at home, the Eagles also got another huge advantage with some news that Washington got following their divisional round win over Detroit, as it was reported on Sunday that their starting right guard and best offensive lineman Sam Cosmi had unfortunately suffered a torn ACL, which will obviously keep him out for the rest of the playoffs. And look, obviously, you never want to see anybody get injured, especially a serious one like this, and at this stage in the season nonetheless, so you definitely gotta feel bad for him. But at the same time, there's no denying that this helps the Eagles tremendously. Because, I mean, just go back and look at what Jalen Carter did this past week to the Rams. Like, he just absolutely dominated them and made multiple game-changing plays, including saving the season on the final 2 plays of the game. And now he, along with the Eagles' other productive interior defensive linemen in Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, and Moro Ojomo, are going to get to go up against a backup guard on that right side. So, again, that is a clear advantage for Philly, and for Jalen Carter specifically, I'm definitely expecting him to get after Jayden Daniels consistently and just have another monster game. And I could very well see him being the key to Philly's defense slowing down Daniels and the Red Hot Commanders. With that said, what do you guys think? Just how big of an advantage is Cosmi's injury for the Eagles? You can let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, again, while you're at it, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any other coverage just like this. And also, again, drop a like to show some support because it really does help me out a ton. Again, let's see if we can get to 600 likes today. And also, if you want to watch another Eagles video, you can watch this one going over their win over the Rams right here. And now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.